Are we on?
Yep.
Okay, hi. This is Vicki Abelson. This is Gigi Levangie.
Hello.
And somehow my phone just overheated and just stopped broadcasting, and that has happened to us once when it was 120 degrees in the place where we were.
And neither of us is in menopause.
Wait.
What's going on?
Those days are over. So now I have to hope that everybody from the other feed comes over here. Pete, can you go on the old feed and tell them?
Yeah, I just
that
told
we
them.
Thank you.
Brian Cleary just joined.
Yay! Okay, so we need everybody to come back over here. A few of them, come back. So, but I was telling you before, Gigi, the weirdest thing happened. I was blow drying my hair before I came here, and I literally, my blow dryer just went and it sparked and it burnt my arm. It was black.
And a $300.
And it's a $300 Say-Do blow dryer.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Right? And but it's Mercury retrograde. And
is it?
Yeah, it is, and weird shit happens.
Okay.
Hopefully everybody's finding us now. Are they finding us, Pete? It looks like.
Yep.
Hi,
hi, Ken.
I hope. Hi, Michael. Hi, Ken.
Crystal.
Will you tell Lee and Crystal on that thread to please come over here?
Okay.
I feel bad that we lost them.
Crystal's,
I'm actually
Crystal's
going to.
back.
Crystal's back. I'm going to see tonight when I leave here at Molly Malone's. Lee Sklar and Steve Postel and Jeff Young and Steve Ferroni are playing, and it's going to be crazy. Marcus Eaton's opening for them.
Fun.
It's going to be so. You should come with me.
Oh my God! I never go anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
You're like married.
You mean I have to go outside?
No, you're married.
Outside.
So thank you, Pete, for getting everybody back over here. Are we? Oh, does it say we're hot? How's the battery on my phone? The green thing. Can you see up in the corner?
There's no green thing.
There's no green thing. I have to hope that we have enough battery to get through the show.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Is there? There's a way to plug the phone. Maybe not.
You need the Mophi.
We need the little adapter thing.
Yeah, too late.
Okay, we can't do it. So
we
have to talk
Let's
fast.
go, baby.
Let's talk
Okay,
fast.
so we were at the point where I'm at the coffee shop that Chris recommended to write in.
Right.
He edits his photos there. He said, stay there. I'm going to be there in 20 minutes. And he raced across town and sat down across from me.
Yeah.
And we started talking. And almost immediately, we had this connection. Chris was in the Special Forces.
Okay. Your father was in the Special Forces?
My father was in the Air Force.
Okay.
So they're both, they have that military background, but also my father loved France. He loved photography. It was really as though they had the same sense of humor.
Wow.
It was as though my father sent him.
Wow.
So, yeah, I really feel strongly about it. And he's just the most wonderful person, and he's the best stepfather I could ever hope for. So I'm very lucky.
Okay, so while we're on the discussion, let's go to stepmom for a minute. This is really crazy. I was telling Gigi before we started, for those of you that know me out there, what do I call Gabe? What do I call my ex? I want somebody to write it up here. There's a word that I use when I'm describing my ex-husband. Can anybody who's watching, does anybody know what I call Gabe? Let's see if anybody says. Nobody's saying anything, but anyway, where are you people? I don't know if Crystal knows.
Somebody's asking me about my Gary.
Go ahead.
Can I?
Yeah.
Gary Collins, the second. Recently, I lost a man I worked with for 8 years, from the time I was 20 and a half to 28.
Oh.
And Fred Silverman, the great late Fred Silverman, and my father and Fred.
How did you get that gig?
Such strong influences. Okay. I was an intern on Thick of the Night.
Oh
with
my God.
Alan Thicke.
How did that happen?
Oh, UCLA. It was like you
What
used
was
to
your
have,
major?
Political science and econ. But I wanted to go to law school, but I really kind of wanted a job in the industry.
Okay.
So
were you writing already?
Not really. Not in college. Mostly in elementary school, high school, junior high. Writing all the time. Reading
but not
all
in
the time.
college.
Reading was my favorite.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was writing like poli-sci, essays on the Middle East.
Wow.
In the 80s. Okay. Still not solved. Whatever. So,
yes.
I can't help you. I'm sorry. I've tried. But anyway, so I started writing so I saw a little like bulletin board posting, Alan Thicke of the Night intern. I applied, got the job. I started writing skits.
Okay.
For that show. It was so much fun. It was in my.
What was your qualification? How did you get to do that?
Well, I would sit in a room. I would take all the notes, and I'd freaking come up with my own stuff.
I love it
because that's
I love
what
it
you
that they
do.
listen to you. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, he shall remain nameless, but you can imagine. He used to say, "Gigi, you have so much potential. If only you would open up more." And I would say, nameless. I grew up in Hollywood and LA. I was raised by a man who asked who got the last punch if we ever got in a fight at school. I said, I don't need to open up. Not gonna happen. Sorry.
He shall remain nameless?
He shall remain nameless.
Maybe he ran the show?
I do
Wait,
not
we're not
speak
gonna
ill of the dead. Usually. But
Yeah.
anyway, Fred Silverman I met after that. And
Okay. So we know it's not Fred that she's talking
no,
about.
I love
Okay.
Fred so... It was quite a shock because I thought I ran into his wife recently and I was going to go visit him and I just cannot believe I didn't get that final. And I was out of town in New York for his memorial and anyway, Gary, I will miss him forever.
All right. We were talking about Chris. We were talking about Tinder. Where were we go? Oh, we were talking about Stepmom. We were going to go to Stepmom. I was mentioning about the husband because
Yes.
Gigi wrote a book. Was it a book or a screenplay?
No, I wrote a pilot for Ben Silverman at NBC called Wasbands and Wives. This was a long time ago.
Early 2000s.
Yes.
Okay, and I knew nothing of that, and I started using Wasband in my Huffington Post articles about 8 years. Like, I knew nothing.
It's weird.
Bizarre.
Well, ideas go out
Yes.
into the world, and
There
they
are no
become
original
the
ideas.
zeitgeist.
Mhm.
Yes, that's why there are always. But by the way, there are only lawsuits on successful ideas, not on the unsuccessful. Right? Success has a
Yes.
million parents and
That's right.
failures and orphans. So.
Okay,
I
so
plan on failing a lot.
okay, so here's another thing that's
Yes.
just weird about this. Okay,
Okay.
so Gigi wrote. Oh, it's not in book form here. Gigi wrote Stepmom, which Julia Roberts and Susan Sarandon were in, and that was based on your experience becoming a stepmom with Brian.
Yeah, sort of. It really. Look, I take something out of my life, but like I was a stepmom for a long time.
When you were married to Brian Grazer.
Yes.
Okay.
And I thought, what if I had to train? If I were a mother and I were ill and I had to train stepmom to raise my kids.
What made you? Where did that germinate? Where did that come from?
I can't really say where that comes from.
I knew that came from something real.
But when don't screw with a writer. That's all I have to say. No.
Yeah.
I wrote it in 10 days.
Yes.
Highly motivated.
No, you did not.
Yes. The original screenplay, 10 days. Boom.
Oh my.
Oh, that's possible.
Lord.
I think people do that a lot. I can write a screenplay.
Not this person.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about you. You've written.
There's
like
a whole book on
30
how to write a
books.
screenplay in 10 days, by the way.
Oh yes, I have that book, but I haven't read it yet.
Oh, it's awesome.
My screenplay. I started writing a screenplay about Tinder with a failed Tinder romantic partner, and then we broke up in writing as we did in life.
Oh no.
So no, I'm sitting there with the screenplay, and I have to finish it.
Okay,
so,
you have to read the book.
I have to read the book first. But my book, Don't Jump, was originally called Why Is Julia Roberts Living My Life? But Julia Roberts played you in Stepmom. I mean, come on, that's crazy.
That's life, man. That's how it happens.
Isn't that weird?
You just have to last long enough to see all these threads, everything thread through your
And
life.
everybody does. And we have to talk about, we're going to talk about all your books, but what just came out.
How great is this?
And it, Been There, Married That, and it matches your shirt, which I really love. And it looks very Dr. Seussish. Was that intentional?
Well, to have you know what, in the middle of all these serious books that are out, I mean, every book is serious, oh my God. This screams fun.
Yes, it does.
And it definitely is fun. It's getting a lot of good reviews.
You're hysterical.
I'm
so excited to read it. It's terrible that I've come here unprepared and haven't read it yet.
That's okay, I
but
appreciate
it just dropped,
that.
and I'm excited.
It just dropped.
It did, and you were just in New York on a whirlwind book tour.
Oh yes,
and you got to do fun things. Yeah, you got to do fun things.
Yes.
Gigi has a ton of books, and we're going to go through them, but we're going to talk about life first. So, okay. So you had this childhood. You had sort of this military strict.
Yes, very strict. Yes.
Okay, so how did that impact you as far as, like, did you do drugs? Did you have sex, drugs, rock and roll? What did you do?
Okay, so I have my sister who's a little older than I am, Mimi.
Mm-hmm.
She did all that for me.
Oh, nice.
Which was really nice of her.
Yes.
But she really rebelled. I mean, she get
in trouble?
I call her an entrepreneur. Let's just say I used to wait outside the San Bernardino Women's Correctional Facility with everybody else as we complained about whoever was in there.
Oh my!
And but I really admire her. She was Breaking Bad long before Breaking Bad, and a woman.
Wow.
I mean, she just was. She just put her energy in.
How did that go over with your dad?
Not well.
No,
not well. No, he spent. That's what happens when you have somebody that goes in that direction. The whole family kind of, has to coalesce around that issue.
Did you have an intervention?
We never had an official. She never went to. No, she went to prison, not rehab.
She went to prison, not rehab.
Let me tell you something about poor people. We go to prison. We don't go to rehab. Please.
You weren't raised. Were you raised poor? No.
Well, okay. My father used to warn us not to get off the RTD, the bus in Beverly Hills, because we would be arrested.
Because
we were poor.
Wow.
It's like you could smell it.
Wow.
But we were poor. But
right.
my mom worked as a teacher, principal, but we were 6 people, 1 bathroom, 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
It was like
tight.
It was tight.
Yeah.
Money. There was never extra money. That's why I went.
But you were fed.
We were fed. I had my cheerleading uniforms and the whole thing. You want to see it? No, I'm
yes.
I'm not that
They want you to try.
Yes,
they want you to try it on. As a matter of fact.
So we just didn't have any extras. But I grew up in a neighborhood where nobody had extra.
How'd you go to UCLA?
I transferred from LACC, which is on Vermont Avenue. Thank you, LACC. Love you. And took 2 buses to UCLA.
How'd you do the money for UCLA?
Oh, UCLA was so cheap.
Oh, God, the days.
So cheap. I think I took out 1 student loan, and it was like $2,500, and it was like so much money to me.
Of course. Of course.
Yes. So.
Okay, so first husband,
Mine?
yours. So you get out of school. You're working for Fred Silverman? Right out of school?
Yes, right out of school. I was working on a show called The Love Report on ABC.
Yeah.
Great time. We had some things that I helped write and all that on that show. And I was working the phones mostly. Got up to pee every once in a while, every 2 hours or so. They'd let me. And then off of that show, Fred was the executive producer, and he plucked me because I used to get his cigarettes. I was like a little can do.
What sign are you?
Capricorn, like okay. Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, wasn't Jesus a Capricorn?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
Jesus was
I'm
Capricorn.
just like Jesus.
You're just like Jesus. Just like you look so much like him. Okay, so you were a can-do person.
Yes.
And
definitely.
So you went from getting his cigarettes to
no quitting. No. Yeah. I went from getting his Salems to working for him as his assistant when that show ended. And I did that and then I was going to go to law school. I said, Fred, I need to go to law school. And he said, how about a raise and a title and we get another assistant? I said, Fred, I need to stay right here with you. And he took me to all the meetings. Like I was in places I shouldn't have been. Brandon Tartikoff. I was writing stuff.
Okay, so how did the writing start?
Well, I was working at Taft Entertainment, and I was surrounded by writers, and they walked the hall. They were my people. They walked the hallway like this. They shuffle. Yeah. They were so fun. But, so I was reading all these scripts, and I thought, I can write just as shitty as these people. So, it's true. And having not grown up with money, I looked at what they were getting paid, and I thought, that's for me, baby. Come to mama. And that's when I started writing. I'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
So screenwriting was the first thing that you did?
Screenwriting, yeah.
Screenwriting. Did you take a class?
I took a class, writer's boot camp.
Oh, I did writer's boot camp.
So fun. I think I was the first class.
Really?
The first graduating class.
Wow. And you in writer's boot camp, you go in with a premise line, and in 6 weeks you walk out with a first draft.
That's right.
Okay.
And I was such a freaking cheer. I'm that kid in school going, me. Oh, so obnoxious. But I was the only one who finished. Because I figure if I'm going to start something, I'm going to finish it. I mean, that's basically my thing.
I love that.
You start it, you finish it. Even if it's a marriage.
By the way, that's the advice that Gary Marshall gave us when he came to Women Who Write.
I love Gary Marshall.
That was
I'm terrible.
That was his number one piece of advice. Finish it.
For God's sakes. Most people, they know how to talk, they don't know how to finish.
They don't know how to close.
Men, finish. You know what I mean? Okay.
Close the deal.
I can give all kinds of advice on so many. I'm so old that I will tell you how to live, and I'm right. Okay.
Right, being right's very important.
Okay.
Okay, so you're writing on things. You're going into meetings.
Yes.
You're still working for Fred. What happens?
I'm going into all these meetings. I'm writing things. I have a screenplay option during that time, which
Your
is
first
great.
screenplay. What's your first screenplay?
Oh my gosh, it was. I have a copy of it somewhere because it was being sold in Venice. A homeless guy had it, like 20 years later.
What?
Yes.
Did Fred help this happen for you to get the option?
No, Fred didn't help me, but off of that, like he definitely knew I was serious. But I was always writing, just always on. So,
what's your daily discipline, Gigi?
Okay, I wake up, I cook breakfast for.
She cooks with with an apron and everything. It's unbelievable.
I got my aprons.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can get married. It's all about the food. It really is.
Yeah.
Food and drink. Anyway, so I cook, and then my husband takes my son, my son who lives with us. My other son's in Dallas, so in school. So Chris takes them. I then get my stuff together, my little backpack, my computer, and I walk to the local coffee shop, and I write there for a few hours. Then I do yoga. Then I come back here, maybe write a little more, return emails, and then I go to the grocery store and I pick up whatever whatever we're gonna be eating, figure it out. It's a good, normal.
It sounds so. You write probably twice a day, maybe.
Yeah, but really, it's the morning to me is most important. And you can download an app called Freedom, which turns off the internet.
I was just going to say
Twitter is horrible. It's all horrible.
I can't with Facebook. It just kills me. I get distracted, and I just had a post last night. Is reading is the Facebook homepage considered reading?
Yeah, no, I understand. It's really bad.
It's hard,
and we are sort of if you're a little bit ADD, and who isn't? Mm-hmm. I think everybody is now because our brains are being rewired.
Right.
Okay. And we need that. I mean, I just discovered Words with Friends like a couple months ago.
Oh, I had to take it off my phone.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I get that addictive thing. Mm-hmm. So you really have to fight it.
Okay, so if you go to the coffee shop and you turn the coffee shop because I'm from New York. If you go and you turn off the internet, what if you have to then Google something because you're writing?
And you get your phone.
You got your phone.
You got your phone.
Oh, but you leave. You don't. You put your phone away when you're...
Yeah, well, basically, yeah. Okay. But you need at least that good flow. You need a flow. You need at least a good 30 minutes. You don't have to have 2 hours.
Right.
You can get it done if you focus in half an hour. Mm-hmm. You can get a screenplay done in a few weeks. If you have to be... You just focus. It doesn't take... Focus.
I have Hashimoto's. I'm blaming Hashimoto's.
Hashimoto's is the blame for everything.
For everything. I'm blaming everything.
Yes.
So, okay, so... So you do this every day. So let's just look at some of this. Let's look what's been going on. This is what this woman has been doing. So I'm gonna hold these up. Where do we start? Wait, we start with.
Oh my God.
We start with man eaters before starter wife.
Yeah, yeah.
So man eater made into a Lifetime. Was it a Lifetime?
That's a Lifetime miniseries. Yes.
So have you optioned everything you've written?
Everything except, well, Afterwife came so close, and really it's sort of similar to the Netflix series Dead to Me. So it's like a widow.
This is when you
Southern
came
California.
to Women Who Write. Yeah,
It was
with this book.
It was I had so many good.
Afterwife.
I had great writer producers on this book. It was, and at the time, people were like, we're not really into ghosts. And then all of a sudden, like everybody's doing ghosts. Yeah, everybody. So.
Okay, so it was Afterwife. Now the starter wife, we have Debra Messing. We have the little puppies outside.
Yes.
So did it turn out the way you had envisioned it? What you would want for it? Her face all of a sudden went to.
Oh, no, it did.
Okay, good.
I'm thinking of, look at me. I was pregnant in this. Look how cute I was.
You were adorable, and you are skinny as shit.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love Debra Messing in this. Oh my God,
Yeah,
it was a dream
fabulous.
come true. This whole enterprise was an absolute dream come true. And
after this was Stepmom, maybe?
No, Stepmom started the whole
Okay.
writing book thing.
Oh, how?
Because I was, let's see, Stepmom, as you know, I wrote it quickly, blah, blah, blah. And then we get Julia Roberts and Susan.
Okay, so wait, how does that happen?
that was kind of...
You're a first-time writer.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first time that it got to that point, yes. I've been writing for a while.
You've been writing for a while, but
nothing
you'd
like
optioned, but you hadn't gone to...
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
How do you get Julia Roberts?
okay, so I had did I have William Morris at the time that somehow she was at ICM and they got it to her, but it went through a couple, Wendy Finerman.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy Finerman, somehow William Morris got to Wendy Finerman, she got it to Julia Roberts and Susan Sarandon. And it all kind of came
Fast.
together. You know, things go fast and then they go slow.
Right.
So, in terms of movie making, it probably happened fast.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're young, you don't know.
How much after you wrote it did you have the deal in place?
Probably a year and a half, 2 years.
And it was already public. No, because that's a screenplay. You didn't write. That was a screen. You started as a screenplay.
Yeah,
right. Okay.
It became a book. Remember
Right.
they used to write books based on the movies?
Yeah.
So
But
weird.
that's kind of weird.
Yeah, so weird. But anyway, but by the way, whatever.
Make a lot of money.
Yes.
Who cares? Make
Thank
a lot
you.
of money. That's fine.
Go do it.
This is why I have no money. She has lots
Have
of money.
fun.
Christina's saying she loves Stepmom. Me too. Yes. So I mean, is that not like a lifetime dream come
It
true
was
that you have
totally-
Julia Roberts and Susan Sarandon?
It was totally thrilling. I mean, totally thrilling. I actually couldn't believe it. It's almost like it was happening to somebody else. Because I'm very much like, because of the discipline thing, I'm on to the next, whatever is the next thing. So what happened with that was, at the end, I shared credit on and all, and it was, it got into this weird,
You were sharing credit with, they brought someone in?
Ron Bass and a couple other people, but it got really weird. And
how much did they change your original script?
not that much. That's the thing. And
So you had to give away the credit.
Originally, I had all the credit,
Right.
and they fought it, and there were like 4 of them.
Ooh.
And
And the boys win.
well, the Writers Guild at the time, yes, he was the biggest writer in Hollywood.
Okay.
But I thank him. I've thanked him in person because that started my novel writing career.
How did that happen?
Well, I thought, because there was a couple bad reviews, and I thought, I can get a bad review on my own. I don't need the help of a fucking team of writers.
Now, did you take a class to novel write?
Nope.
You just went for it.
What I read a lot of books.
Mm-hmm.
You know, The Art of Dramatic Writing. Oh, Stephen King's On
All
Writing.
right, now stop, because you're killing me now. That's my Bible. He
is really the best.
And On Writing, to me, is the greatest book if you're going to write. It's the greatest book.
Absolutely the greatest book.
Yeah.
Okay, especially the second half. The first half is his story and nostalgic and everything. But what he says is...
You know, that a lot of that ended up being a lie, which he admitted later, that he was actually drunk through a lot of... Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. The thing, I believe when he was saying that he wrote every single day except Christmas, he admitted later that was a lie because he was a drunk and he lied and that kind of stuff. But we don't need to know that. It doesn't matter. Let's go with it.
I'm a broken woman now, Stephen.
No, but he's been sober many, many years. I think he has like 30-something years of sobriety.
Incredible.
And he's completely... And look what he put out even when he was drinking. Oh, my God.
Well, he said, I'm Stephen King. I write 2,000 words a day. Mm-hmm. You're you. Write 1,000 words a day. And I thought, hell yeah, I'm going to write 1,000 words a day. So that happened, but I was also in a writing club, so with a bunch of women, and we're all like working on short stories, and I'm like, I don't want to work on a short story. I'm going to work on chapters. So that was my original book called Rescue Me.
Okay.
And that was published, and it almost became a movie directed by Carl Franklin, who's an amazing director. And Jesse Nelson is his...
How heartbreaking is it? I had a show optioned that didn't quite... She's just on to the next.
Next! You know, I went to a therapist a long time ago, Phil Stutz, who has his own book out called Tools, The Tools.
I have
Not
tools.
That he's a tool.
It's in my bathroom.
It's not a tool.
The tools are in my bathroom.
He wrote the tools.
Okay,
but basically, in that book, well... What he told me was he's got a string of pearl theory. So it's not, don't focus on the one pearl. You keep stringing the pearls.
I believe that. I've always said that when one domino falls, they all fall down with it. You just keep putting up your
going.
Dominoes.
So I have a funny bit in my book in Been There, Married That.
Uh-huh.
What is that? Been There, Married That.
Available now.
Available now.
Every bookstore, including Book
Yes,
Soup.
look at all those nice reviews and blurbs. Okay, so there's a part in it where I say, getting option, the protagonist is a writer, and getting option means it has 0.00001% chance of getting made. Yeah. And many times you pay the publicist more to publicize the option than you get paid in the option. So
yeah,
that's not a great option.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But you've sold enough real things that
yes.
it outweighs all of that.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm forgetting where we were. So the whole stepmom thing happens, and you decide to write you write your first book, and it's published, and it does well.
Yeah. Well enough. Yeah.
Okay. And
I'm always the well enough girl. I'm like, I just want to do well enough.
Well, you've
keep going.
Yeah, but you've done a lot better than well enough. So then all of this stuff starts happening. So how often would you say is a book coming out of you?
Well, I would say every 2 years or so. Or so. Because I actually had one that wasn't published, but I hope to be published someday.
It's very hard for me to imagine that they wouldn't publish one of your books. Why is that, do you think?
It's not. It was really different from my other novels.
In a nutshell. Yeah.
I
don't want you to give it away because it's not published yet.
It's more gritty.
Okay.
It's not as comedic. It's more gritty, and it's about a group of con artists, women in Los Angeles. I call it Fast and Loose.
Ooh.
So sometimes when you do something different, they don't want it. Yeah. They don't want it.
You have to put a different name on it. So, then you'll sell it in 5 minutes. Right? I bet you.
I think it's pretty good.
I
really like that one.
I think you should submit it to somebody under another name. I swear to God.
I'm going to.
Okay, so tell us about this one. Queen Takes King. So
Queen Takes King. Yes, that was like this New York love story. A man hires a guy. He wants to get a divorce from his wife. He's a property developer. He hires this bartender to seduce his wife, but in doing that, he realizes that he's still in love with her.
So how much of that is autobiography? Is anything in there?
None of that is autobiography.
None of that. Because I'm thinking, okay, Starter Wife. I'm thinking, come on.
No, Starter Wife was interesting because Starter Wife, I had no idea I was going to get divorced. Starter Wife was in my head because I would have these girls' nights or whatever, and there was always someone who wanted to slit my throat and move in when I was married to a husband. You know,
Brian.
So I thought, what if I got a divorce with the invitations drive? What happens?
Uh-huh.
And so this is sort of that story. In this one,
Okay, so let's talk about Been There, Married That.
Been There, Married That is a Hollywood divorce story. She's surprised when her husband doesn't want a marriage anymore. He uses it as a verb, which is unforgivable. But anyway, does not want to be married, and she's going through perimenopause at the same time. Her daughter's in early adolescence, lots of hormones, plus divorce, plus her ex-con sister needs a place to stay.
Ooh, I wonder if that could possibly have happened.
What? And never.
Never?
And what happens is everything converges at once, as it often does, and becomes kind of like War of the Roses.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I can't wait to read this. I'm so excited.
Fun
and so how much of it, I mean, I'm assuming there's Gigi in all of your stuff.
I'm so Gigi that how do you separate the Gigi from the book?
You can't.
You can't.
No.
No, but everything's a jumping off point. So in my divorce, I heard about a million other divorces.
Right.
And
so you
really, really nasty, bad stuff. So,
Uh-huh.
but because I don't write drama or tragedy, I don't use it like that. I make it funny.
Right.
But
which is my favorite.
Stuff that happens.
That's my favorite kind of divorce.
I gotta laugh, man. There's
a lot of divorces at this table because you had 2 of your own. I've had 2. Pete's has had 2. Pete George, come over here. Pete, come say hello. Pete George,
Yay.
The wingman. Pete.
Hello.
So here's Pete George. How many divorces, Pete?
2 that I know of.
2. And Hayden, come on out
I
here
always
because
said that
here's
about
a
my
child
kids.
from
Yeah.
divorce number 1.
Yeah.
Here's Hayden. Hayden George. Hayden's
Yeah.
going to be joining us.
Look at these guys.
Yeah.
They look so much
He's
alike.
not divorced.
I'm not.
No,
No, thank
no
God.
divorces.
But the
Nor
second
married, thank
no.
God.
So the good thing that came out of the divorce is there's this
Beautiful kids.
There's
My
beautiful
daughter and
kids.
son,
Well,
yeah.
always. That's
Yeah.
the
Right?
thing.
We all have kids
Yes.
that came out of the divorce.
Yep.
And it's Samantha's birthday in like 3 hours. Samantha, my daughter, it's her
Happy
22nd
birthday,
Happy
Samantha!
birthday!
Oh my God,
Yes,
22. Wow,
22.
what is that?
I don't know.
That's 22, right?
It's
No,
23.
23. Oh.
23.
Come on.
Actually, maybe
That's old.
maybe I have to introduce you.
Right?
Maybe you have to shit up, as they called it in Jewish.
And we're both same
Part-
age.
Oh, you got-
57.
57.
and I'm old. But that's
I'm 57.
I'm old and I have Hashimoto's, but I want to get my neck done. We're talking.
Yeah.
Pete, where can people find you soon? You have a gig coming up.
You can stay here.
Hey,
Youngstown, Ohio. If he was there, he'd come and see me. So, Youngstown,
On
Funny
the
Farm.
date, the date.
Booked some shows in Iowa coming up.
Yes.
Called the Manure Tour.
No.
Wait, Pete.
Yeah.
He has a job.
Pete is
Oh, yeah.
is the
What?
rock and roll comedian.
He's not just
he's
a pretty
he's
face.
He's a stand-up comedian. He's a stand-up comedian, headlining stand-up comedian.
Stand-up?
30 years.
Yeah.
Long
Okay, you know what?
time.
I've taken stand-up courses.
Oh.
So much fun. I've
Yeah.
done something,
Yeah.
But one of my teachers got so mad at me because we were all introducing ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And I said, and so it comes to me, I said, I'm just a rich white woman trying to make it in America.
Yeah.
The dude screamed.
What?
He screamed. Oh, he's so angry.
Why?
Some comics are
some
so
are so
angry.
angry.
And I'm
Crazy.
like, why are you so mad, man? What's up? And he's like, you've lost 90% of your audience. Blah, blah. I said, oh shit, that's okay.
It's your thing. It's fine.
Listen, if they don't like
The truth is where it's at.
you
Yep.
said, be accurate. That's That's what I'm doing. I'm being authentic.
Authentic is exactly where it's at. So when can they see you in Ohio?
I think it's the 7th and 8th
Of March.
Yeah,
March.
6th and 7th of March.
He says March.
In Youngstown.
And when is Iowa?
Iowa will be sometime after that. Not sure.
Okay, sometime after that. And Hayden's going to be interning, and he's going to be with us when Pete's gone. Look at that skin. Look at that.
What the hell?
I know.
What
There
is
you
it?
go. Well, okay, guys. Thank you
right.
for joining
All
us.
right,
And now
see you later.
we're going to go back to Gigi. Oh, but before we do, since we're taking a little pause, I have to show a couple of things that I'm really excited about. So I was showing Gigi before the show. These shirts are called Words on the Inside.
It's so cute.
And the thing
I
about the
cannot
little
take
kids
it.
one is that they can roll it up and they can read the words. And they're all like really encouraging, beautiful things. It's,
And this
I am
cotton-
happy.
Oh
it
my
feels so
God.
good. I am peace. I am love. I am happy. And that's the kids' one. And then mine is, it says inside, I am love, I am peace. Meanwhile, I affirm every day. And, I'm waiting for those to come true.
Yeah.
And for him, it's also I am happy, I am kind, like a nice hymn t-shirt. So those Words on the Inside can be had at the Ruby Begonia Salon in Studio City, where my fabulous hairdresser, Nicole Venables, is.
Oh my God.
In Studio City, and she has
I love
fuck off
studios.
hairspray. Come on, what's better than that? Fuck off. I know. And then I also want to tell you about my friend, who says hello to you, Anson Williams. He said, Gigi, remember me? I said, of course.
Forever. And his wife, are they still married? Okay.
Well, they're still married, but it's yeah.
All right.
But Anson
Love Anson.
Anson invented alert drops with
Stop it.
Do you know his uncle was Henry Heimlich of the Heimlich maneuver?
Oh, wow.
And they invented this alert drops. Wait, you have to try this. So all it is lemon.
Is she going to drug me?
All it is lemon peel. Yeah. Okay. What is that called when you do that to someone?
Roofie?
No, but there's another word.
Date drug? Drug date?
No. Anyway, all right. Okay, so it's called
It's
alert.
great.
No, but what it does is, if you're falling asleep at the wheel,
Oh,
you
shit.
take a shot of alert drops, and it wakes you the fuck up, right?
That'll wake you the
That
fuck
will
up.
wake you up. I'm telling you.
Was that a wake?
And so you can get
Can
alert
someone
drops.
call 911? I'm
No,
just fine.
no.
No, that's really
No, I'm
it's
telling you.
lemon.
I was on a really bad date till like 3 a.m, and I was so tired and I had to drive across LA. I'm telling you, that's how I got home.
I believe you.
Yes, it's great for bad dates. And our friends at Blue Microphones, we have our Yeti X that we haven't tried it yet because Pete doesn't want to try it till he has time to really learn it. So we're using our Blue Raspberry tonight.
Pete.
But this is our fabulous new Yeti X. Well, he wants to be prepared.
If I
That's
can
good.
write a screenplay in 10 days, you can figure out the Yeti
And then
microphone.
I have to tell you, if you ever need anything printed, bookmarks for your books or anything,
I do.
Okay.
I actually
look at my
do.
bookmarks; they're really nice.
Yeah, I
right?
actually do.
Okay, so Rick Smolke of Quick Impressions in Chicago, he is my angel. He has been giving me swag for women who write since the day one because he believes in me, in us, in artists. And so he made my tissue box. You might even be on here somewhere. Oops.
Oh my God, that's
because
amazing.
Mackenzie Phillips made us cry, so he made us tissue boxes.
Oh.
And my
Mackenzie
cards. And
Phillips.
so if you need anything printed, Rick Smolke, Quick Impressions in Chicago, love him. I think I just gave everybody the shout outs I needed to do. Okay, so we're done with that. So it's not that we're done with that. They will forever be in my life and in my heart. But anyway, so been there, done that.
Been there,
Is
married
that is that been there, married that? Is that about Brian? Is that
No, I mean, some of the things are very exaggerated.
Well, yes.
So yeah, I
but
mean,
there's
a little kernels of sprinkled throughout, but nothing. I don't make a book I don't write a book for
It's
revenge
vengeance,
or
yeah.
anger or anything like that. It's really just to have fun.
Okay, so when you're going off, see, because I write, it's all.
She
It's all.
mad.
No, it's not. It's not a vengeance thing. It's
Oh.
that I tell my story. It's
Yeah.
all. Mine's
Of course.
fictionalized, but it's not. It is. I changed the names, but anyway, it's really my story. So
Yes.
if you're going to go off and you're going to take it other places, how do you go there? What takes you there?
What else is? I ask myself, what else is possible? What is possible? What else? What else? What else?
Do you try different things, or do you just know?
Oh, I don't. You don't just know anything, and some of it is just ass and like Oliver Stone said, writing is ass in chair. So some of it just comes because you're there,
Right.
and I don't.
Do you outline? Or do you
Yes.
just write?
I outline, But
in a novel as well?
loose.
Okay.
So loose. So if I have 16 to 20 chapters, that's 16 to 20 pages of outline.
Mm-hmm.
Just like one page per chapter.
Okay.
And then I might expand on that.
Mm-hmm.
But my novels they're not like mysteries necessarily. Like this one took a little bit more because there were a lot of characters. But so it was a little bit more of a puzzle. But I just want some broad outline so I know where I'm writing to the next day. I want to know my ending before I begin.
Right.
Sometimes you begin at the end, so then you work backwards.
And I was going to say, does that ending sometimes change? Because
it can change a little bit. Like they can wind up together, they can wind up apart, but not drastic.
Right.
Not like, oh, she's dead now.
So when you're sitting there and you're writing the outline, have you thought it through? Have you written it in your mind first, or what's your process?
My process is I have an idea, and I think that it's probably an idea that is universal. I tend to have ideas that are universal enough that they appeal to other people,
right?
Whether it's a fear or a stressful thing that's happened or something joyous, and then I keep expanding on it.
So what's the core of Been There, Married That? What was the angst? Divorce? Is it the divorce? What is it that drives
It's getting
this?
to that. First of all, it's for women. It's and for all of us probably, but aging. I'm happy to be here.
So am I.
I'm freaking happy.
I always say I'm 64. So what?
I literally tell people they're like, "Ma'am, this is a Starbucks," and I'm going, "I'm 57." What would do you want vanilla in your soy latte? Or, they kind of look away, they avert their eyes. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. So it's not, but there are enormous changes that take place, late 40s, early 50s in a woman's life. I wanted to deal with that, and I wanted to deal with completely starting over in life.
Did you have to do that?
I did. I mean, I went from...
How old were you when you had to restart after the second marriage?
44.
But you were already successful.
I had my own career, but I also had 2 young kids, and I was bound and determined to raise them as normally as possible. I know that sounds so quaint, like what's not normal, but I wanted them to have a normal upbringing and be expected. I had high expectations for them. I wanted them to have high expectations for themselves, and I was willing.
Were you strict?
Yes.
Yes,
like I would. Like one time, one of them brought home an 80 in 2nd grade.
An 80, I love it.
No 80s here, baby.
If my daughter ever got an 80, she would have jumped out the window probably. So that was that thing. Not my. Yeah.
So they need it. Like you get.
Not from me.
You get them over that hump to where they are proud of themselves. They do the hard thing, whether it's sports, and I think sports are really important for growth, especially with boys' sports or academics, so that they are proud of themselves.
Wait. Why are we going that it's important for boys with sports? Why are we doing that, Gigi?
Oh my God, it's the most important.
But what about girls?
Well, probably girls too.
Okay, okay. I'll let you off the hook for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a cheerleader, and there's nothing more athletic. Honestly,
my daughter was a cheerleader too.
Yeah.
I was a hippie smoking pot.
That was a lot of... But I think that, teamwork...
Wait, I just have to say one thing. Speaking of being a hippie smoking pot, Tommy Chong will be with us on Wednesday, March 4th. He already offered me strips because I said I don't smoke. There are strips of marijuana. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so... I just happen to know, I talked to the top psychiatrist for boys in the United States. And the number one thing for boys to keep them on the straight and narrow is... getting them into sports where they learn, they test themselves. Like I didn't let my kids didn't want to quit really, but I didn't let them quit. That was not an option.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Now I'm getting all...
Yeah, you are. You're intense. Both my kids quit soccer really fast.
Yeah, I know.
My kids hated soccer.
I was like, and I also, the younger one played piano for years.
Mm-hmm.
He's a football player. You think he wants to play piano? Now he kind of does, but no.
Yeah.
So in order to do that,
Mm-hmm.
I had to really focus on them, and I
Were you a full-time mom?
full-time mom, but writing.
Right.
Yeah, and I stopped going. I mean, when I was married to my second husband, we didn't go out as much as other Hollywood couples. Like,
Okay,
we had our date night and we had all that.
Let's talk about that marriage for a little bit, because that's kind of Brian Grazer. That's a big goddamn
It's a
deal.
huge deal. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so how did you meet Brian?
I met him at a restaurant on Pico, and Italian restaurant. Anyway, it was so long ago, but.
How old were you when you...
28.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just charming and adorable, and I really liked him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just hit it off.
Did you marry quickly?
No, we were together 3 years before we were engaged.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a long... I'm sorry about my dog.
No, that's okay. I don't even think they can hear. If you can hear
Okay.
dogs barking, we just have Gigi's dogs locked outside.
One neurotic and one...
We're being
English
very mean, and
bulldog.
we have them locked
Yeah.
outside. Hi, everybody. We're going to talk to you in a minute.
Okay.
So he's already mogul huge. Is he already mogul huge?
Not as big.
Is he
He was
already with
doing
Ron
mostly
Howard?
comedy. Oh yeah, he's been
Yeah.
with Ron Howard so long. But
Okay.
he had done Splash and
Oh.
Parenthood. Like, I mean, the guy's done, I
So
don't
he was
know
already
how many movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was a
was
a
huge.
big name.
Okay. Were you intimidated?
No.
No.
Oh, sorry. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
No, but I was raised by a staff sergeant. Like, I don't get intimidated unless I think, like, we arm wrestled on our first date. So if you're, is that?
Did you win?
No, I didn't. But he did. He did twist his.
But
But honestly, he's so strong.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So you were already in the business. You already had a career. You already had success. So it wasn't like your Cinderella story with Brian, or was it?
Not really, but I was really happy, to have him in my life. I mean, we were a really dynamic couple.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I didn't know how the rest of my life would be because he was so, he was very exciting, and that life was very exciting. This is before my kids. I had instant stepmom status. It was funny.
Was that
they were
challenging?
6 and 3? Oh yeah, because it always depends on the adults,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it was, but I don't regret it at all, and they were great. They were great kids, So I thought I was very lucky, and I was the type. Cook. I was.
Did you cook back then?
Yes, of
Uh-huh.
course,
Uh-huh.
all the time. Drove them around, cooked, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And
But then you had this Hollywood life. I mean, you did.
Yes.
There were Academy Awards, and there were parties,
All
and
of
there was
that.
all of that stuff.
Yes. But we were like seasonal Hollywood, so we would go out to his premieres, but probably not to every premiere. Some people go out every night. I don't know how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
I respect them, but that's just not my thing,
Okay.
So we didn't have that kind of lifestyle. I would cook for Brian, and we were happy for a really long time until we weren't.
And then extricating yourself from that, how rough was that for you?
Oh, that was so hard. That was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
You have little boys.
I had young boys.
Mm-hmm.
But I really felt like it was, it's just, I wanted sort of a normal life, and it ran its course.
Mm-hmm. And so, and are you guys okay now, friends?
Yeah,
okay?
oh, yeah,
yeah, fine. And so, how long was it between Brian and Chris?
I want to say 8 years, something like
Was
that.
was there a period in there when you were alone, when there wasn't
Oh
a boyfriend and everything?
Absolutely.
And so, what was that like for you after having been? I know, because for me, that being alone after being married for most of my life was a little strange.
It was definitely odd, but it was also, it was empowering just to be, okay, I'm on my schedule, all I have to do, which is a lot, is take care of these guys, these little guys, and I have to make sure that they are launched in the proper way, and so that really took a lot of time.
Plus, you were
but
still
when
writing.
I was alone, without my kids, every other weekend, that's I thought I would die.
Yeah, I'm empty. Yeah.
I really thought I would die.
Yeah, my kids never were gone, and so
Yeah.
empty nesting is absolutely traumatizing. It doesn't matter how old I am.
You can't prepare for it,
Mm-mm.
and it's the best reason that they're empty nesting because they're
Right.
launched out in the world. They went to college. They got good jobs. It's like the
I'll just sit
perfect
here
way to
alone
do
in
it.
the dark. It's
Yeah.
okay. Go live your life.
No,
Go be
it's fine.
wonderful.
She's
Have
fine.
a fabulous time. I'm fine.
Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna go. The younger one doesn't know, but wherever he goes to college, we're gonna go. We're going next to the college.
There you go. So I know that you always are one project, like you leave something and you go on to the next,
Yeah.
and so you're book touring with
Yes.
with
Been there, married that.
been there, married that, but you're already on to the next, I'm sure.
Yes.
So I don't want you to ask you more than you can share, but
Well-
is it a book? Is it a screenplay?
Well,
what are you
I've-
working on now?
3 screenplays out there.
Of course you do.
Cause yeah. What else do I do besides cook?
How long now does it take you to write a screenplay usually?
It doesn't take long to write the first draft. The rewriting is what takes time.
Okay.
But I believe in vomiting out that first draft. Just get it done as
See, I
fast
don't
as
do-
you
I
can.
suffer every page.
Don't think.
Yeah.
Don't think. You're
I
thinking
gotta
too
stop.
hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so so I have one called Baby Hold On, and that is about a championship bull rider, female, in the 1980s. Her name is Johnny Jankowski. It's a true story.
Wow.
And we do have an actress attached. I've got
Nice.
Jen Todd is producing. She was with Team Todd. She did the Austin Powers movies. She was with Ben Affleck. She produced the Academy Awards.
Uh-huh.
She's producing along with Claire Kupchak, who's also producing. He brought me in. Anyway, it's a whole very strong women
Nice.
involved. She's so badass, this woman.
Wow.
Oh my, and she's still alive. But the first scene is the bull's hoof coming at her face.
Oh.
Basically, it took her face off.
Really?
And she healed up and went back on the bull. So,
Wow.
me, I cannot ride a horse. Whatever. And then I have one about my sister and I, the day we hitchhiked to the Oakwood Apartments in 1976 because we heard Black Sabbath was staying at the Oakwood. Sorry,
it's a
Mom.
rock and roll story.
Sorry.
I love it.
Yeah, we looked all over. I think we found the bass player, but the screenplay takes it's like a day in the life of these girls, and it's like a Richard Linklater.
Is it like an Almost Famous kind of thing, sort of?
It's almost. It's sort of like that.
Speaking of which, Pamela DeBars will be with us next week.
I love her. I love her.
Yeah.
She's so interesting. And
She is.
Her ex, Michael.
I love Michael.
Oh my
I
God.
love Michael.
He is a gorgeous man.
He is, and he's
Inside
wonderful.
and out.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Big heart, beautiful.
Wonderful.
And then I have another one called Breathe, which is a horror film.
Oh, nice. Is it scary?
It's so scary. I will not watch it. When it gets produced, I am not going to sit in the theater.
Was it scary when you're writing it? Did you
Yes,
scare yourself?
I had to. Yes.
Ooh, I love
my
that.
worst nightmare.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. So we'll
Okay,
see.
so those are already out and in the.
What do you want? What do you want?
So what do you when you sit down in the morning? What's cooking now?
I have not written I have to come up with my next book because I have a book deal, and so I'm just looking. I'm playing with titles right now.
You start with the title.
Sometimes I start with a
Yeah,
title.
Me too. I like
Yeah, you go. You kind of
like it.
go in.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Not
have,
that I've written books, but anyway.
Oh, it's so hard. But you got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm working on the idea.
Okay.
But because I'm doing all this stuff for this book, it's really hard
To think about.
to think about it and while I'm marketing,
Right.
while I'm
Promoting. Yeah.
Yes. So
Been there, married that. While we're speaking of promoting it.
what?
Go buy. I will be reading
It's
reading
so
it this
good.
week. I'm so excited. So, okay. So, Pete, do we have questions for Gigi?
Well, we have one question.
We have one question?
People are so enamored with her charm that they can't think of
They
anything.
can't think. They're look at all this.
So,
It happens. Yeah.
Someone would like to know, is that water or absolute?
Oh my goodness, that's water.
Yeah, if you think
It's
that is.
alkaline water.
That's Brian.
It's alkaline. Okay, so I'm reading a lot about nutrition and everything because of the Hashimoto's and things. They say don't drink alkaline water. I can't.
Why?
They say
Because
I'm
I think everything is so acidic.
There's a reason that they say that there's a problem with the alkaline water. Now I have to look it up and I'll send you the link.
Oh, please do.
There's always something.
For God's sake.
There's always something. You do something right and it ends up being wrong. There's no winning with that. All right, so hi Dan Pasternak. Hi Ken. Do we have more?
Brian Cleary says, Gigi is so very down to earth. If she can get a lug like me to read her books on the beach, then that is something spectacular.
We have a Chris.
I love you, Brian.
A Chris Levangie. Who's Chris?
That's my husband.
Oh, that Chris.
Yeah.
He took your name. Oh my God.
I didn't ask him to. He put it in the middle, but he, when we were applying for the marriage license, he put my name because we don't have any Levangies left in terms of my father's children because it's all daughters.
It's all girls.
Yeah. So
I am loving that I'm going. Who's Chris Levangie? Oh my God. Wait. Where did I lost that? I am so impressed with that. I can't even stand it. Wifey is so hot. Yes, she is.
and
And
wifey.
I love that he says that in the middle of the show. And she is, and you're so right. All right, I'm just looking. Michael Simpson. Hi Anthony. Hi Jody Siegel. Hi Kevin Fisher. A lot of great singer-songwriters are on here. Hi Christina. Hi Crystal.
That's so cool.
Michael Chang. Hi. I know Michael. For our kids went to school together. Maya
Diane
Fisher.
Burnett.
Hi. So Mary.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Mary Burns Miller.
Is that a friend?
Yes, Mary Burns Miller visited me. I met her on Facebook, and she visited me. Her daughter lives in town, and she brought the most amazing vanilla from New Orleans.
Ooh, sweet. Christopher Cilio, I worked with him at the China Club. He ran the China Club in New York. Karen Evelyn, hi.
Show Glock. Hi, Glocky's over there.
Show Glock. They know your puppies.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm not a Gemini. Someone asked.
She's a Capricorn.
I'm a Capricorn. Bonsoir, Chris. Oh, Peanut's making noise. Peanut.
So, Gigi, do you see writing as something that you're going to do forever? Is this something that you could ever see, okay, I'm going to retire now?
No, I'll probably never retire. I don't know how to not do something.
Can you vacation?
I'm not great on vacation. I mean, I love vacations, but if I can write a couple hours a day...
You do on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to... I have such a great life.
Discipline.
I feel like I've figured it out so I can relax and do it,
And are you able to relax and walk away from it for the rest of the day? Like if you do your 3 hours?
Oh, yes.
You're not obsessing the whole time?
Walking helps to think. So
yes.
If you write down those ideas, that's great. But no, you just pick up the next day, go over what you did yesterday, and then begin again. Yeah. Just keep moving forward.
See, I don't. I go back and then I start editing. Yesterday, it takes me forever because I start redoing everything that I did.
As long as you finish.
Yeah.
Gary Marshall, finish.
I finished.
You
One.
finished.
One.
It's really good.
It's something. I do a lot of. I do others. I do this. I do other things.
I know women who've written 20 books, over 20 books.
Yeah, so that's really obnoxious.
I can't. And they're good.
I know. That's really obnoxious. It's like please. God. I mean, do we have to have that? Bonjour, bonsoir. Oh, it's bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Now.
Bonsoir. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
So, thank you so much for doing this because I know that Chris is leaving town tomorrow. You just got back from New York yesterday. You squeezed us in anyway in between the clams with linguine. And
amazing.
I'm so grateful.
No, I am so grateful.
It's been a long time. I haven't seen you in 8 years.
That's nuts.
Okay, so will you come and do Women Who Write and come
with
this book?
Of course, okay. I'd love to.
So you heard it here. I have proof. We're going to have Gigi in the house, in the living room, and girls, women, she will sign books, and she will, It's so funny. When Women Who Write started, everybody came. I was just watching when you came. And you read for a good 10 minutes. You read a nice big chunk of your book. I don't do that anymore. Because you know why? People don't have the attention span to sit for a 10-minute reading anymore.
I don't do that
Can't do
either.
it. Now, if you read a page and then talk the whole rest of the time. Because people can't, because of Facebook
We've
and all
all changed.
We
Our
have.
brains are short-circuited.
They are.
Yeah.
So you'll read a quick little thing, and then we'll chat, and we'll do that.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Mwah!
thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you, Pete.
Yay.
Pete George. Thank you, Hayden George.
Hayden.
We're going to be back next week with Pamela DeBars, which is so thrilling. I'm with the band.
Icon.
Icon. And we're going to be in Pamela's house. And then the following week, we're going to be in Tommy Chong's house, which is trippy. Then we're going to go to Ruta Lee. Do you remember Ruta Lee?
Of course.
And Ruta Lee lives in Orson Welles and Rita Hayworth's house. And we're going
I love that she's still here.
She's here, and she wrote a book. Her memoir's coming out, 86. And we're going to the house that Orson Welles and Rita Hayworth lived in.
Oh, for
How
God's
crazy
sakes.
is that?
I want to go.
I know. You can come.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll... and Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, February 25th, 11 a.m. Pacific time, Women Who Write, live in the living room. It's going to be insane. James Lee Stanley. It's about healing. Because I'm not the only one who had a weird health thing, my Hashimoto's, but James Lee Stanley just had like a cancer on his tongue, and they told him he wouldn't sing for like 6 months, and it's been like 3 weeks and he's singing. No, it's been about 6 weeks.
Wow.
And James Lee is amazing.
Wow.
He'll be singing in the living room. We also have Richard T. Bear, who, oh my God, he was on the show last week. He is extraordinary, and he has played with everybody. He's a keyboard player. He's amazing. Dee Wallace is going to be...
I love Dee Wallace.
She's amazing. And she's
from E.T.?
Yes, from E.T. And Cujo, and talk about horror movies. And,
oh my God.
she's a tremendous spiritualist. She's a healer. Self-realization. And her daughter, Gabrielle Stone, wrote a book called Eat, Pray, Fuck My Life. And so she's going to be with us with her book.
Okay, that's hilarious.
So Tuesday, Tuesday we will see you at Women Who Write at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.